Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to several reports from Spain, Sergio Ramos could secure a Man United transfer this summer. Real Madrid have officially confirmed that Sergio Ramos is leaving as a free agent after 16 years at the club. Sergio Ramos will leave Real Madrid on the 1st of July when his contract expires. There's around 4 clubs in for Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos scored 101 goals in 671 appearances for Real Madrid in all competitions. He won 22 major honours. Real Madrid paid €27 million for him from Sevilla back in 2005. Sergio Ramos is the age of 35. I'd certainly take him at Manchester United despite him being 35 because I think Sergio Ramos and Harry Maguire would complement each other very, very well in our back line. Sergio Ramos leaving Real Madrid doesn't mean Rafael Varane is staying. Now, Man United are closest to a transfer for Rafael Varane this summer. Manchester United have made an offer for Rafael Varane and he has other offers from the Premier League. Now, it's said Rafael Varane doesn't want to join Manchester United. He wants to go to PSG, so he wants to make a return to France. Mundo Deportivo said not so long ago that Real Madrid lowered their asking price for Rafael Varane. They will accept around £52 million. It said the other week that Manchester United offered Rafael Varane a salary that Real Madrid cannot match. It was €12 million a year, which equates to just over £10 million in pounds sterling. Varane has been refusing a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano did mention that not so long ago. I can assure Varane's leaving Real Madrid. His current contract expires next year. His contract talks at Real Madrid stalled a while ago. Before the Euros, Rafael Varane spoke out on his future. He did say it was unlikely his future would be resolved for the summer's European Championships. Man United have held talks with Varane's representatives. Romano did say towards the end of last season that Varane was the main name on our list, and we'll wait to see what happened with his situation at Madrid. At one point, Real Madrid were demanding around £60 million for Varane. They did reject a £40 million bid. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced. And he's got a good pedigree as a player. He's won like 18 major honours at Real Madrid. Being a long-serving player at Real Madrid, he's been with them for over 10 years now, is it? He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid paid just €10 million for him from Lens back in 2011. We went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we didn't get him. And Woodward was prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. Now, you know the news on Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. Manchester United recently made a second bid for Kieran Trippier in the region of £21.5 million. Manchester United's low bid for Kieran Trippier angered Atletico Madrid. Football Insider said we had an opening offer of £10 million rejected for Kieran Trippier. Atletico Madrid have revealed their asking price. I think they want around £35 million. That's his release clause. Diego Simeone did say that he's got no intentions of letting Kieran Trippier leave Atletico this summer. Kieran Trippier has told his England teammates that he wants to join Man United this summer. And he has been house hunting in Manchester, so reflecting on that, that's fueled speculation. We was in for Kieran Trippier in the January transfer window, but we cooled our interest because Kieran Trippier got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. The reason we want Kieran Trippier is because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been unhappy with Wan-Bissaka's attacking output. Wan-Bissaka is the only recognised senior right back at Man United at the moment. You know, we need someone to come in to provide competition for him. Kieran Trippier is highly experienced. He's 30 years of age. His current contract with Atletico expires next year. Atletico paid £20 million for him from Tottenham back in 2019. Now, Manchester United are close to signing Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Reports came out yesterday saying that Ed Woodward is willing to pay Jadon Sancho's $80 million asking price. This is what Borussia Dortmund believe. Sir Alex Ferguson has given his verdict on Jadon Sancho. Man United are in continued negotiations with Borussia Dortmund over Sancho. Says Man United are around 11 million short for Sancho. Borussia Dortmund do believe Sancho to Man United could be done by the end of this week. Fabrizio Romano said that Man United contacted Jadon Sancho's camp last weekend. And he said Man United and Borussia Dortmund are confident that a deal can go through for Sancho. Romano did say the other week, was it, that Man United reached an agreement with Jadon Sancho's camp. He says the personal terms have been agreed for Sancho and a 5-year contract worth around £350,000 a week's been agreed. We'll just need to come to an agreement now on a fee. We had an opening offer of £67 million rejected for Sancho. It actually said Liverpool could look to hijack our move. Sancho to Man United this time around is happening, I'd say. Because Dortmund have lowered their asking price from what they was demanding last summer. Last summer, Dortmund were demanding £108 million. We was reluctant to meet that valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. But last summer, Sancho to Man United was extremely close because the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and a contract and that had been agreed. It was our top target last summer. Dortmund set a deadline last year. They said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We obviously missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But there's always been something in Sancho to Man United because it has been stemming from reliable journalists, you know. Fabrizio Romano's spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and so too has Christian Falk from Bild. But we've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so it has been a long-running transfer saga. It'll be a great signing for Manchester United. Sancho's been at Dortmund for like 4 years. He's got a contract with them until 2023. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City back in 2017. The reason he left Manchester City is because he didn't get assured any first team opportunities. He says if we fail to sign Sancho, we will look to make a move for Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich as an alternative. I give you the news on Tom Heaton yesterday. Fabrizio Romano did say that Tom Heaton completed his Manchester United medical and he'll sign a contract until 2023. There's an option of a further year. So he's our first signing of the summer transfer window. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season. I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season, providing that we recruit well in this summer transfer window. It's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants to recommend in. But yeah, he should get the backing he deserves, reflecting on what the board recently said, because the board did say, just before the transfer window opened, that they'll back Solskjaer with a 3-year contract and summer signings, despite the Europa League final loss. And Joe Glazer, on the 4th of June, attended a fans forum. It was his first attendance in 15, 16 years. And he's promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer will get funds that are available. The other week, Solskjaer had been given a £150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. Solskjaer has already decided on his transfer targets. We're in search for a striker, we want a right winger, we want a right back, and we're in search for a centre half. But Solskjaer is aware of how big this summer transfer window is for himself and Manchester United in general. This is his 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. I'm expecting us to offload players in this summer transfer window, so reflecting on that, our transfer budget will increase. Next season, he's absolutely massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Next season, he has to exceed expectations if he is to remain Manchester United manager. Solskjaer's got to win a trophy. Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. I think there's a good chance that Solskjaer will be sacked next season because he isn't the long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. But if we do decide to sack Solskjaer, who's going to come in to replace him? I'm Ollie in at the moment. I think there's quite a lot of United fans that are Ollie in, but there's obviously been a lot of United fans demanding Ollie out, especially losing that Europa League final against Villarreal. I think Ollie does deserve next season. So yeah, next season will be his third full season because at the moment he's endured 2 full seasons. Solskjaer's been in charge of Manchester United for 30 months now, is it? Which is over 2 years. Solskjaer has just under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. The reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can almost assure he would have been sacked now. Solskjaer did endure 11 years at Manchester United as a player, and he flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. Reflecting how long Solskjaer's been Manchester United manager though, he's gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. Before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He endured 2 spells at Molde, and before Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was bad. He only endured a short tenure with Cardiff. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We're given the job permanently in March 2019, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. I think a lot of United fans thought we made a mistake giving him a job permanently, or we should have waited until the end of that particular season to decide or not whether he would be the right candidate. Ollie knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. Like I said, I do have my concerns about Ollie. But these things I've got to credit him for as well. I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done. So in that aspect, I am shocked. You've got to say Solskjaer has done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Because he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. And he's still inheriting some deadwood now. He's our best manager since Ferguson, because in certain aspects he has brought consistency back. I think Solskjaer did well in quite a lot of aspects last season, which was his second full season, because last season Solskjaer got us to the Europa League final. I know we didn't win it, but he's still got to give him credit for getting us to the final. It was his first major final as Man United manager. He got us a second place finish last season. That isn't an achievement, but you can see that progress was made from his first full season. Last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League, which was a record. Last season, Ollie got us to the FA Cup quarter-final. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. In his first full season, Ollie got us to 3 semi-finals and he got us a 3rd place finish. When Ollie got appointed in as Manchester United manager, he assured that everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody has been given their chances. He has made good signings as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer so far. He's spent, almost £300 million. Must have brought a good 13, 14 players in. He's brought some academy players in as well. In the summer of 2019, Solskjaer brought Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odin Ighalo in on loan. Obviously, we'll let Ighalo go in January. Summer 2020, he brought Donny van der Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Amad Diallo Traore and Facundo Pellistri. We loaned Pellistri out in January. We got 4 of those players on deadline day last summer, didn't we? So yeah, they're a lot of the players he has brought in. And obviously, Tom Eaton has come in this summer transfer window, and Jadon Sancho is incoming. Solskjaer's also let a lot of players go since he's come in. Not so long ago, we released 8 players. 6 of them were academy players. Obviously, Sergio Romero got released not so long ago, and so too did Joel Pereira. So there you go. They are the positives. Ole is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. The 3 managers we've sacked since Ferguson was David Moyes, we sacked Louis van Gaal and we sacked Jose Mourinho. And we're not even really known as a sacking football club because we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. But we haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired, and a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired. No one will replicate what Ferguson did. Ferguson enjoyed what a 26, 27 year tenure at Man United, won 30 odd trophies including 13 Premier League titles, so reflecting on that, he brought success to the club, but Fergie didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Manchester United. So that just proves that it takes some managers time to settle in. This is why I think Solskjaer needs more time. Good job Ferguson didn't get sacked any time in that 4-year period or wouldn't have had any success. We've only won, 4 trophies in the last 8 years or so now, is it? We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. That's 8 years ago. We've won 20 titles. 13 of them are Premier League titles. Now, the news on Donny van der Beek. I give you the news on him yesterday. Donny van der Beek wants to join Barcelona to end his Manchester United misery. It also recently said that Arsenal made contact with Manchester United over the future of Donny van der Beek because Arsenal are in search for a central midfielder because Martin Odegaard has returned to Real Madrid, so too has Dani Ceballos, and Granit Xhaka has agreed to join Roma. Man United and Arsenal have done business with each other before. Donny van der Beek has only endured 1 full season at Man United. He's made 36 appearances for us in all competitions, but most of his appearances come from the bench. I recall him starting 4 games in the league last season. He's quite clearly unhappy at Man United. He said not so long ago that Van der Beek was set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future. But he said towards the end of last season, we will reject any offers for Van der Beek. So reflecting on that, we are reluctant to let him go. He said Solskjaer has had big plans for him. He did get ruled out of the Euros through injury. Ronald de Boer was talking about Van der Beek last season. He actually backed Donny van der Beek to become a success at Man United, and he said he still felt loved at the club despite his lack of game time. We got Van der Beek in a deal worth, 40 million from Ajax last year. He's under contract with Man United until 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. But he's got to go elsewhere to get a lot more opportunities. You know, when we got Van der Beek, I expected him to start week in, week out, to be honest with you. There again, though, we have got quite a few midfielders. You know the news on Jesse Lingard, don't you? Reports came out yesterday saying that PSG expressed an interest in Jesse Lingard. Man United are actually looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. I reckon we'll get around £25 million for him. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Lingard was out on loan with West Ham last season and he made a fantastic impact. The reason we loaned Lingard out in January is because he got frozen out of our squad. But Lingard told Solskjaer recently in a meeting that he wants to stay at Manchester United. Anthony Martial, there's a good chance he's going to be leaving Man United in this summer transfer window. Man United are looking to sell him. Solskjaer's put him up for sale because Solskjaer is fed up with his poor attitude. A lot of United fans want Martial to go because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. Now, Duncan Castles recently said that Martial has been offered to Real Madrid. His agent is looking to move him away from the club. A season-long loan with an option to buy has been proposed. Martial's under contract with Man United until 2024. There's also an option of a further year. Martial's been at Man United for 6 years now. He's scored 78 goals in 258 games in all competitions. We got him in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015. I reckon Martial's had 2 good seasons. Paul Pogba, I hope he stays at Manchester United for next season. But Paul Pogba is refusing to rule out an exit from Man United. Will PSG end up taking Pogba from Man United? Kim Pembe says any club would welcome Paul Pogba. Pogba recently said he has more freedom with France than Manchester United and he's set a goal target for next season. But Pogba does bring creativity to the team. Pogba recently said that he wasn't in contract negotiations with Man United, but Sky Sports News did say we opened talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. We fear losing Paul Pogba on a free transfer. We fear that he's running down his contract to leave on a free. Current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1 year extension on his contract. Ollie's hopeful that Pogba stays and signs a new deal. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.